Now at 6, we continue to watch the rain and a little snow. We'll tell you who gets who and who gets how much coming up.
Some parts of the state are waking up to snow this morning. I'm Kaylee Collins with a live look at road conditions in the FOX61 Storm Tracker.
Our state lost a trailblazing female leader.
And former Governor Jodi Rell remembered for her dedication to the people and the state of Connecticut.
Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Good morning and happy Friday. Thanks so much for starting yours off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Another wet start to the day. That could have an impact on our roads because some of that rain is turning into snow. We'll get to Kaylee Collins in the Storm Tracker in just a moment, but we're going to start our team coverage first with meteorologist Matt Scott.
Weather's behaving for the most part. Good morning to you both. As anticipated, rain for most, a little snow on the western side of the state, and where you are higher up in elevation, a slight accumulation. That's just about it. At worst, we think it's about an inch and a half off towards the western border. The weekend forecast is calmer. Let's time out what you need to know for the rain today, because there is still a little bit coming through. I think much of the afternoon is mostly dry. Into the evening, we're going to see a few scattered showers, and that will linger into your Saturday as well. Satellite radar picture showing you the story. Much of the state getting rain. You could see where it does turn over into a little very light but manageable snow, mainly over the Litchfield Hills, but starting to move its way into Hartford County. We'll go in a little closer, right by Avon Mountain. Slippery spots up there. Be careful. You go down into Unionville, Canton, Collinsville, you are talking just a little bit of light snow, and that snow is mixing in, and a lot of it is not hitting the surface and sticking. Off towards the higher elevations, Morris over to Washington, New Preston, getting word of a little accumulation. New Milford's got a delay as well for their school. So it's definitely a wintry mode as this storm just kind of pivots through, keeping the energy up and the showers in the forecast. But again, look at the numbers at the surface. And this is why we're not overly concerned with this. 40 in Hartford, 39 in Meriden. Gets down to 33 in Waterbury. Torrington, so Route 8's an issue. New Milford as well. Watch those side roads. Next few hours, this is what you're going to find. Farther west you go, a lot more than what you're getting on the eastern side of the state. You can see it is mainly rain as temperatures get into the mid to upper 40s today. There's your school bus forecast. It's not a bad one, but it is the first one, and so we're watching it very closely. Thanksgiving week details coming up, 6:03. Let's go to the roads right now. Here's Rachel Piscatelli. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Matt. 6:03 right now, and we're following, obviously, that accumulation on some of those secondary roadways this morning, and really on those grassy surfaces. So what I did to this map here is just to kind of show you where some minor accumulation could be or some minor impacts there towards Waterbury. Again, not too concerned with our primary roadways. It's really those secondary roads. Live look outside over in Danbury this morning on 84, showing you that light volume, but again, slushy coating on that grassy surface over there. And then also towards Southbury and Middlebury. We'll watch Route 7 as well. And a live look outside over in Waterbury this morning on 84 east and westbound, minor slushy coating on those grassy surfaces. Tim and Erica?
Rachel, thanks so much. Well, weather conditions may have an impact on your morning commute already. We know this morning there are 2 school districts that have delays, New Milford and Regional District 12. Rain and snow in some of the area of the state certainly becoming slick out there on the roads.
You mentioned New Milford. That's where Fox 61's Kaylee Collins is in the Fox 61 Storm Tracker. Is it accumulating on the grass and on the roads? Sometimes those are 2 different things, Kaylee. What are you seeing?
Well, Tim, we are seeing snow here in New Milford. We can definitely see it piling up a little bit more so on the grass than the roads here. When we were heading to this direction, we were traveling through Bridgewater, Roxbury area, and that's where we saw a lot more accumulation on the roads, those back roads, as Rachel was mentioning earlier, and also on the grassy areas. So you can take a look at what we're seeing here now on the roads. We're actually right behind a truck here that's going to be putting some salt or sand out on the roads to keep things kind of smooth here. So keep in mind for your morning commute, if you're in this area, this part of the state, it's going to be a little bit slick out there. You're going to want to take it slow. So winter weather conditions, as we know, can pose some major
dangers for drivers. According to the National Weather Service, a majority of winter weather-related deaths occur in motor vehicle accidents, and when roads are icy, that risk increases exponentially. Road conditions can also change very quickly in winter weather, so if you have to be out in these kinds of conditions, of course, make sure you take it slow and leave plenty of room between you and other vehicles, especially if you see a snowplow. Now, vehicle stopping distances are increased 2 to 6 times on snow and ice, so cruise control should also be avoided. You'll also want to make sure to clear your car of any snow or ice, even if it's just a little minor, before you get out on the road, because snow or ice can fly off of your car and cause accidents. Also, keep in mind that visibility is generally lower in the winter time as it's darker during the morning and evening commutes. So we'll have some advice on how to get your car ready for these kinds of conditions coming up in the next hour or so. Again, I'm here in New Milford on Route 7, not seeing too much accumulation on the roadways here. Those, like Rachel was saying, on the highways and the main roads, not too much of a concern about the accumulation on the roadway. You'll see it a little bit more in the grassy areas. But if you're in the secondary back roads, you definitely want to keep it slow and, stay vigilant out there because there is a little bit of accumulation. So for now, we're live in New Milford this morning. Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Kaylee, thank you. Drive safe. And folks, when you're on the go, you can take the Fox 61 news and weather apps with you to get the latest traffic alerts and the forecast anywhere, anytime. Well, former Connecticut Governor Jodi Rell passed away Wednesday after a brief illness. We brought that to you as breaking news yesterday morning. Rell was 78 years old.
She was a historic state leader and a respected political giant. Governor Lamont ordered flags to be flown at half-staff until further notice. Former Governor Rell's sudden death has sent shockwaves across Connecticut and D.C.
And from what you're about to hear from Fox 61's Emma Wolfhorst, Rell was such an effective politician because she represented and understood Connecticut's political sensibilities so well.
It's hard to find someone without something to say about former Governor Rell. She served in the State House of Representatives for a decade, starting in 1985. Then she was lieutenant governor on John Rowland's Republican ticket, but she had to take over to pull the state out of massive scandal after Rowland was federally investigated, eventually serving prison time. Rell was only the second woman governor here in Connecticut, leading the state from 2004 to 2011. She described her job over those years as restoring honor to Connecticut and public faith in government. Those I spoke with say there was no one better for that task at the time and believe the country right now could use more politicians like Jodi Rell.
Our state lost a trailblazing female leader.
I love what she stood for, but I loved her as a human being and as a person. She did not run around as a Republican. I didn't run around as a Democrat. We ran around as friends.
She was a classic moderate Connecticut politician, and I think that goes true for the silent majority, the people in the middle. She was very good at that.
She was a person who put people over politics.
She really tried to work across the aisle for the best interests of the people in Connecticut, and I think that reflects the fact she's a good person.
She was always thoughtful. She was always careful what she said. And she brought out the best in people. She wasn't a partisan. The state came ahead of party politics, which is something kind of unique in today's age. But that's what she did, and that's what all politicians should do.
Governor Rell had sort of that maternal style of governing. And I think it's why the state of Connecticut embraced her so much. And she just had such a high approval ratings in the state of Connecticut. She talked about how she sort of felt that she was the mother of the Senate and held people in line. She had a certain grace about her when she did her job.
In a day of bombastic politicians and whoever the loudest in the room is tends to win, she was the exact opposite. She was civil, she was calm, and I think she really was a steady hand for Connecticut at an important time.
Rell was Connecticut's last GOP governor and did spend the rest of her life promoting work across the aisle and inspiring political involvement, especially through Hartford's Jodi Rell Center for Public Service. In the studio, Emma Wolfhorst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Emma, thanks so much. And we have complete coverage into former Governor Rell's legacy online on our website at fox61.com. Coming up in our next hour, we're going to share her legislative accomplishments and how they have had a permanent impact on our state. Parents in Cheshire say that they're still upset over a teacher's viral political rant that eventually led to her resignation.
Well, those parents shared their concerns with Board of Education members, and Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot spoke to those parents about their frustrations and about potential solutions.
Annie Dunleavy resigned from Cheshire Public Schools last week, but that's not enough for some parents. They want to know why they weren't notified sooner, and they even asked if she was a male student, would the situation have been different?
If a male student had sent a video like this or had posted it, my guess is that that person would have been arrested.
Parents still upset over a video that led to a former special education teacher resigning. Annie Dunleavy left her position with the Cheshire Public School system after the politically charged video where Dunleavy could be heard making threats directed at supporters of President-elect Donald Trump. Amy Borden said she wants to address this so it doesn't happen again.
In this case, she resigned from her position, but I think that the way that it was handled, I don't think the next teacher would resign. I think that they might, stay and try to leverage the policies that are in place or not in place.
Others say with so much violence in the world, everything, even something like this, should be taken seriously.
The quicker you handle this, the better your chances are of stopping something from happening. If they had misjudged this teacher with her real intent and her level of anger, something could have happened.
Cheshire Superintendent Dr. Solon was able to speak to these parents Thursday regarding their concerns and questions, especially questions about why she wasn't criminally charged.
Of the police department on that, they determine if people get arrested. The superintendent does not. That's not something that's within my purview. She was not at school or any school on Monday, and the idea that I might compromise student safety to protect our interests is insulting, frankly.
Board of Education members encouraged parents to email and call the State Board of Education because what happens to that former teacher is out of their control. In Cheshire, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.